Hello, here is Papa Alpha 5 Hotel Romeo, and I will make a little clip about my antennas outside there. And some people asking me what kind of antenna I use, so that's the reason why I make this little clip here about my antennas with different bands and shortwave antennas and VHF, UHF antennas and so on. And you will see my configuration, what kind of antenna I use. So thank you very much and hope you enjoy my video. 73 from Papa America 5 Hotel Romeo. So this antenna system here on the roof of my house, you see the 16 element vertical for 70 centimeter, and above is a Diamond X300 for 2 meters and 70 centimeters, a dual band antenna, and mostly I use this antenna for VHF UHF. This is my 5 element for VHF, only for 2 meters in single sideband. I'm using only for single sideband this antenna, 5 element. And above there is a 70 megahertz antenna for 4 meters, homemade half wave. Yeah, you see that this antenna is homemade half wave for 4 meter band, and this is a 5 element, only using for VHF 2 meter in the horizontal position for single sideband. Yeah, here we see my other antenna is for 6 meter, and I'm using this antenna sometimes also for 4 meters, and but this antenna is only for 6 meter, but this antenna can handle also 70 centimeter and 2 meter, but I'm using only for 6 meter. Yeah, here is the end of my 40 meter dipole, and you can see I have used a PVC pipe, and yeah, and there is a very long coil. The rest of the wire, because I have not much space to hang my antenna completely in the air. Yeah, and that is a feed point here on my antenna mast, and that is the other side going to my garden house there. You can see that. Yes, and you see the vertical homemade, what I made for 40 meter quarter wave, but that will come later. Yeah, and here you see the feed point from my 20 meter dipole, but here is the feed point from my 40 meter monoband dipole. The wire is 2 times 9 meters and 85 centimeters long. It's direct feed with coax cable, and this is my 20 meter antenna. The one leg here, and the other leg is on the other side, but sorry about that. The sun is in a difficult position for me for the camera, and yeah, you see that, and yeah, here it's a little bit going wrong. Yeah, that is the other leg here, and then I'm going to the feed point. A little piece of insulation here, and this antenna is 2 times 4 meters and 85 centimeters also, monoband for 20 meters, and the feed point is up to 10 meters above. Yeah, and now we see my vertical homemade. It was this antenna was a 27 megahertz antenna in original, but I modified this antenna, and you can see I have made a coil, a high power coax coil. So I create a quarter wave for 40 meters, and here's the feed point, and the rest. Yeah, here you can see very good the coil in it, and so it is quarter wave for 40 meters, and this antenna is very, very good and working very well. And here my garden house is covered completely with some metal. That is a grounding for my ground plane, for my quarter wave for 40 meters. That is a shield for the ground plane here. What you can see. Okay. Here the coil again and the rest of the antenna. Yeah, here is the end of my 80 meters antenna, but now first my dipole here for 10 and 12 meters, homemade. I made antennas always on my own, and it's working very well. The antenna is only 7 meters above the ground, but working very well. Here's my air balloon, but the antenna is completely in resonance, so I have on 10 and 12 meters a very good SWR, and it's working very fine. I worked many DX with this antenna. Okay. Yes. Yeah, the reason is I have not much space, and that's the reason why I improvise some with my antennas. Here we see my 80 meter antenna, and I let you see the feeding line. I have a feed line, a 2-wire line with coax cable, a twin lead line, and it works very fine. It's very simple and it works very fine. Here I go through the window, and then in the inside from my shack you can see that. I film it on the outside through the window, but you can see where the cable is coming in. Yeah, you see the twin lead line here, coax cable, going to my antenna coupler, antenna tuner, and you see the connection point there. Yeah, you see here the 80 meters antenna, and this is a grounding from my antenna there, because I have only the antenna, and the antenna is directly with the ground, and that is the end from the 80 meters antenna. You see that here, and that is the wire is 21 meters long, 21.5 meters long, and it's very good tunable. It's only working on 80 meters for 100%. Yeah, you can tune this antenna everywhere, but it's only working on 80 meters for 100%. So it's not so much high, it's only 6 meters over the ground, but yeah, you see my situation here, but it's working very well. I use it here in Europe, because I think that is not possible to make any DX with this antenna, because yeah, the antenna is not so high, and I think it's only a Europe antenna there, but it's enough, and mostly I'm listening only on 80 and 160 meters, and my favorite bands is 40 meters and 20 meters, 15 meters, 10 meters, 12 meters, and so on, and 80 meters and 160. I'm listening most of the time on these bands. Yeah, here we see the 10 and 12 meter dipole here, what we have seen earlier. Yeah, that is the backside from my power amp, Acom 1000. You see that, the connection points, and the antenna coupler, tuner, DU 1500. It's working very well, a very good combination, and that is for my SWR and high power. That is the backside from my FTDX 101 mic Papa, and all the connection points, and above the FTDX 10 with all connection, and the backside from my other antenna coupler you have seen earlier, and the power amp from Italy the backside. Yeah, that is the backside from my shack there, and recorded outside door the window. Yeah, here is my coax filter. I have no RF feedback on my cable because that is a RF filter, coax filter. And yeah, and this is my antenna mast, but I'm using also as a vertical antenna. That is a loading coil. And this is a vertical also for 40 meters and 60 meters. But this antenna is made for 60 meters. So this was a clip about my antennas behind my house. You have seen in this clip, and hope you have enjoyed this. And when you have a question or some suggestion, please let me know. I wish you 73, and my name is Bert, Papa Alpha 5 Hotel Romeo. Bye bye.